Students, I welcome all of you once again. Today, before starting with the new lesson, let's have a look at this picture. Can you observe the picture? What can you see here in this picture? Yeah, there are many books which are lying on the floor. Exactly like this, at your home also, there must be many variety of the books. Will you be able to keep all sort of books like this at your home? No, you will get scolded by your parents, okay? And at the same time, if we keep all the books like this at our home, then it will become very difficult for us to find out particular subject notebook or textbook. So, here in this situation, if this thing arises, then what are we supposed to do here in this case? What we are supposed to do here in this case? We should organize all the books properly like this in the bookshelf. Am I right? So, when we organize all books and textbook like this in the bookshelf, it looks nice also and it helps us to save our time also. That means the classification of the books in the bookshelf is very important. Am I right? Exactly in the same manner, students, in our surrounding there are many variety of the plants and there are many variety of the animals which we see. Am I right? So there are certain animals and there are certain plants which live in water. There are certain variety of the animals and plants which live in desert. There are certain variety of the plants and animal which grows on the soil, which lives on the soil. Are you getting my point over here? So, variety of the animal which we see around us, they all are different from each other. Animals are different from each other in the size, in the color, their habitat, their food material. Am I right? Even plants are different from each other in the size, in their color, in their mode of nutrition, and there are many more points like that. Okay. So, we see differences among the plants and animals. So, whatever differences we see among animals and plants, we call it as what? Diversity. What we call it as? Diversity. Differences among plants and animal which we see, it is called as what? Diversity. So, students, to make our study very easy, suppose if we want to learn about particular animal and if we want to learn about a particular plant, then we are supposed to classify them properly. Like just I told you, classification of book is very important to save our time. Exactly in the same manner, classification of all the living organisms which are present in our surrounding, that is also very important. Okay. So, there are variety of the animal which are present around us. We call it as diversity. Okay. So, their classification is important. How we are going to classify them? What different variety of the animals and plant which are present around us? So, everything we are going to learn today in detail in the topic number 3 which we are going to start, that is diversity in living things and their classification. So, this is the new lesson which we are going to start today. Okay. So, students, you know that various types of the plants are found in many places around us. Am I right? Some plants like grasses are very short and some plants like coconut tree, they are very tall. Some plants grow underwater while some plants like lotus, they float on the top of the water. We find that even there are some variety of the plant which grow in the desert area. Am I right? So what we shall conclude here? So we can say that there are many variety of the plant which are present around us. So let's learn about the diversity in the plants. Okay. So here you can see that, students, diversity can also be find out in the same species also. Like Many mango must be one of the favorite fruit of many people. Am I right? So you must have seen that varieties of the mango, it will differ according to state. Here certain species of the mango I have displayed in front of you. Mangoes could be of different variety according to the state. So we find that there is a lot of variety even in the same type of the plant. For example, there are different varieties of the mangoes of different flavors also. So even in the same type of the plant, we can say different varieties. So this variety is called as what? Diversity. What we call it as? Diversity. Okay. So there are many type of the plant which are found around us. Okay, so what kind of plant which are present around us, we shall learn about them one by one. Okay, so as you know that plants make their food with the help of the sunlight. We learnt in the previous lesson only. Plants do the photosynthesis with the help of the carbon dioxide and water. In the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, plants prepare their own food. Am I right? But let me tell you students, not all type of the plant they can prepare their own food. Only few plant, majority of the plant only they can prepare their own food. So the plants which can prepare their own food with the help of the photosynthesis, we call them as autotrophic plants. What we call them as? Autotrophic plants. So plants who can prepare their own food, they are called as what? Autotrophic plants. So what are the example of the autotrophic plants? You can say hibiscus, then pomegranate, periwinkle, etc. These are the certain examples of what? Autotrophic plants. In short, all green plants, they are autotrophic in nature. And one more thing, there are certain plants like funguses, loranthus, dodder, use the other plants for the food material, and they are called as heterotrophic plant. They are called as what? Heterotrophic plants. Means these plants or these funguses, they cannot prepare their own food. So as they cannot prepare their own food, they obtain food from the other plant. So they are called as what? Heterotrophic plant. What they are called as? Heterotrophic plant. And do you know student, there is one more variety of the plant who consume the insects as a food material. So you can see here in this picture, plants like peacher. Plants like peacher even consume the insect. So the plants who consume insects as a food material, they are called as insectivorous plants. They are called as what? Insectivorous plants. Did you understand the three type of the plant? Autotrophic plant, heterotrophic plant and insectivorous plants. Did you understand here? Now students, let's learn about the structure of the plant. What we are going to learn today? The structure of the plant. What you can see here in this picture? Plants can be divided generally into two parts. You know already the parts of the plant. So generally plants are divided into two parts. The one is stem and the second is the root. Okay, where root is present, where stem is present, that you know already. Roots are present inside the soil. Okay, and the stem is above the soil surface. Stem is above the soil surface and root is present inside the soil. So basically we can say that plants are generally divided into two parts, the stem and the root. So the stem which grows above the ground. So the part of the plant which grows above the ground, usually we call it as what? Stem. And the part of the plant which usually grows below the ground, we call it as what? Root. What we call it as? Root. So below ground, root, and above ground, stem. Did you understand the two parts of the plant? And students, you all know that there are different parts of the plant. You must have seen also around you. So what you can see here in this picture? You can see here in this image, below the soil layer, there are roots present. Am I right? Above the ground level, you can see the stem is there. Stem is green in color. Then you can see that here on this image, fruits are also there. You can see the green leaves also. You can see the flower also. So, flower, leaf, fruit, stem, roots, they are the organs of the plant. They are the organs of the plant. So, these are the different parts of the plant which are present. So, right now we are going to learn about them one by one. So, one by one we are going to learn about flower, stem, root, leaf and fruit, etc. Okay. So, you know that over here the root, stem and leaves are the main parts of the plant, as you know already. From time to time the plants bear the flowers. And do you know that students, flowers are important for reproduction process of the plant. So who is important for reproduction of the plant? Flowers. Who is important? Flower. So flowers are important for reproduction of the plant. Okay. So later on flowers are transformed into fruits. Flowers are transformed into fruits. Can you see here in this image? Here I have shown you the development of the strawberry fruit. So initially you can see that the strawberry flower, it was initially green. Then when it was growing, the flower, then that flower slowly converted into the fruit. So first flowers are grown on the plants, and then later on these flowers are transformed into fruits. And as you know that fruits have many type of the seeds. Okay, and seeds give rise to the new plants, as you can see here in this image. So each and every fruit have different variety of the seeds. So these seeds, when we sow into the soil, we get the new plant. Did you understand here the different parts of the plant? So in detail, let's learn about that one by one. So first of all, we shall learn about the flower. So you know flower, it is of different color. Okay, and it is attractive also. Okay, so the flower is the most attractive part of the plant. It is connected to the stem by a stalk which may be long or short. A flower has a typical color and shape. The flower is important for reproduction. You already saw many variety of the flower around us. Okay, so why they are very attractive, and even some flowers have good smell also. Okay, so the flower are very important for what? Reproduction purpose. And the most importantly fruit, which is our favorite. Okay, and the fruits are rich in the nutrients, vitamins and the minerals. So fruits also have different shapes. Fruits contain one or more seeds. There must be some fruits who have only one seed, and there are certain fruits who have many seeds. Okay, and do you know that the pods of the beans and the peas are the actually fruits? Okay, so the peas which we consume, that is actually the fruit of the plant which we consume as a vegetable. Okay, so what we saw just now, we learnt about the flower and we learnt about fruit. Now let's learn about the leaf. You know that the leaf is flat. It plays very important role in the production of the food. We learnt in the previous lesson. Photosynthesis occurs in the part of the leaf. So food material is basically produced in the part of the leaf. And do you know that students, leaves are of mainly two types. There are two type of the leaves. Which are they? Simple leaf and compound leaf. What are the types of the leaves? Simple leaves and compound leaves. So what is the meaning of the simple leaf? What is the meaning of the compound leaf? Let's see that one by one. Can you see the image over here? Simple leaf and compound leaf. You must have seen, let's say for example, hibiscus leaf, mango leaf, banyan plant leaf. The leaf are only single and they are large. So the plants who have single leaf and it is very large in shape, they are called as what? Simple leaf. What we call them as simple leaf. There are certain plants like neem leaves, then tamarind leaves. They are present in groups and they are very small leaves. Okay, even curry leaves you must have seen. So curry leaves, then rose leaves, and then tamarind seeds. They are small. They are present in the group. So small leaves which are present in the group, they are called as what? Compound leaf. They are called as what? Compound leaf. So if leaf is single, it is simple leaf. When leaves are present in the groups like this, it is called as what? Compound leaf. So did you understand regarding the leaf? Next learn about the stem. You know that the height, the shape and the size of the plant depends upon the stem. The stem carries out the functions of production, conduction and storage of the food material. In some plants, it has the function of the reproduction also. It gives support to the part of the plant. Just imagine that because of this stem only, the plant is getting support, just like our bones. Bones are giving support to us. Exactly in the same manner, stem is giving support to the plants. Okay, and do you know that potato which we consume, garlic which we consume, so garlic, potato, ginger, they are the stem. Okay, so they are the stem which we consume as a food material. So even stem helps us as a food material also. And now we are going to learn about the root. Okay, the root is the base of the plant. Am I right? Imagine that a building without base. A building without base, it will collapse immediately. Exactly in the same manner, the roots are very important for the plants. So if the roots are very strong, the plant will be stronger. Am I right? Because these roots hold the soil firmly and anchor the plant deep inside the soil. The main function of the roots are absorb and transport water and nutrient from the soil to all parts of the plants. So as roots, they are in direct contact with the soil. They absorb all the nourishment and all the water from the soil and they transport to all parts of the plant. Okay, so student, did you understand the function of all parts of the plant? So, and one more thing, there are two types of the root. What are the two types of the root? One is taproot and the second one is what? Fibrous root. How many types of roots are there? Taproot and fibrous root. What are the example of the taproot? Taproot is found in hibiscus and banyan plant. Taproot is found in hibiscus and banyan plant, whereas fibrous roots are found in onion and grass. Where it is found? Onion plant and grass plant. Did you understand? Okay. So what we have learned, student, till now? Today we learnt about the types of the plants. So how many types of plants are found around us? 3. Which are they? Autotrophic plant, heterotrophic plant and insectivorous plants. What are autotrophic plant? The plant which prepare their own food. What are heterotrophic plant? The plant which cannot prepare their own food and they depend upon the other plant. What are insectivorous plant? The plants which consume insect as a food, they are called as what? Insectivorous plant. And what else we learn today? We learn today the structure of the plant. What are the different what are the different parts of the plant? Flower, leaf, fruit, stem, roots. These are the different parts of the plant and we learnt about them in detail already. Okay. So I hope so, student, you must have understood whatever concept we have learned today. Okay, we will stop here. We will continue in the next session. Bye. Take care.